How wide is this ramp? I think it's like 23 long, but it's 19 wide. I'm going to build the ramp. I'm going to do it nicely. So yeah, we'll go into a new file for this. And I want this thing to be gray, like, you know, like military gray, whatever it's called. I know it's got a specific name, I can't remember what it is. So that's one segment. I've seen pictures where the ramp is split into 3 segments, and I think I want to try that as well. So I'll use a little red marker, and then I can just copy this. And then I think it probably needs a little rampy ramp at the end. Does it go that way, or does it go that way? Probably it needs to like angle down. I think it looks cooler if it like angles upside down. So this piece would be disconnected as well. This very end piece with the ramp. This is going to fold up so that it's like, here's the piece on the boat. Then here's the middle piece. And then here's the end piece. And then here's the ramp at the end. That seems a bit dumb. It'd be better if it were just like that. 1, 2, and then a third, so I'll probably ditch that. I think I'm going to have to use double pivot for this. So I think for these middle sections, it's probably better to use wedges so that they can clip a bit better. Even the very tips could be wedges, actually. It's not going to save all these edges through here, so these two need to bend away from each other. The solution for that could be to take these pivots, push them in, and then you could put a wedge, like we could have wedges on the end. That's dumb, I don't like that. That's the end piece. So I think to start with it'll be coming up on a 2, or is 2 not deep enough? Or do I just go 4s? Maybe I should just do 4s the whole way. I've got to decide how tall the railing piece is. And then I think I'd like to do a latticey, what do you call this, like a support structure. Which might actually be the thing that decides what kind of wedge I use on it in the first place. That's good, eh? And then this bit comes up. And basically doing the same thing, I think. So I'm just going to copy it. I wonder if I can get hard points in here. If I push this thing back, then I can fit a hard point in there. And then on this piece, have the other side of the hard point. It'd be really good if I started this open, and then I wouldn't need so much of this janky stuff. Yeah, starting open wouldn't be a problem because it can't rotate up any more than that anyway. I mean, starting closed. Starting closed would be better as well, just for the build. End ramp needs to be open because that's got to fold up to being on top of here. And this piece goes like that, and then cut off those. And so there's a hard point in here. So that'll need to be a hard point here. And is that right? That'll just go into this. Yeah, that is right. So I can close that up, and then I should probably close that up so it looks the same. What if that one started there? And do I need that gap in the middle, or did they just go straight back up? I think I need that gap. That 1 block gap. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, this one can rotate to 90, so that probably needs this pivot as well. Ooh, I wonder if barrels, like what's the hitbox of a barrel like? If these rotate nicely, that would be really good because that adds so much more weight. And it'll just make that whole thing way more stable. And then I guess this one gets it too. Oh no, that's already got it. So what is this? Test platform. So there's a lot of pivots here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is gonna not be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need an up and down on both of them. They're all robotic pivots, which means they'll stay in the same spot. So the general idea is going to be channel 1, channel 2 is up and down for the first segment. 6 sets of arrows here. Hopefully that's easy enough to figure out. Blue is a really not good color for additive. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically the base is 1 and the ramp on the end is 6, and it just goes through the whole way. I'm going to set the min to -1 and the max to 1 and clamp it. I don't know, like some of them won't have that full range. There's just no need for every segment to have the full range. That is the wrong way. Down. I don't know if I actually need this first segment. Like it might only need 5 of them if I start it open. Wow, that's terrible. So I've added some barrels into the base. Hopefully it won't tip over now. I don't know why it's going so far off one tap though. Maybe this isn't going to work. I think 0.1 is probably too much increment. I'm going to make it like 0.01. It's probably going way too fast. I just want it to go very slowly right now. It feels like it's just falling off, you know? Just put the controls out somewhere where I can see every part of it. I think what I need to do is get this one folded up and then the next one yeah, it's just pivots clipping into each other though, isn't it? That would go like that, so it's folded up. Then you would fold this one and probably this one at the same time. It's so bad. Hardpoint connects, so now you've got like an actual ramp. And then you can fold this one. And that'll let you get whatever angle you need on the end. You know what I mean? You get a bit of leeway to make this a smooth ramp. So I'm not so sure I need 2 sets of pivots at the very top. I mean, I'll have to start it open, I think. Golly. So let's get rid of 1 and then just fix this blue one to the red permanently. None. There's no more 1. Yeah, I think this piece where the square part of the pivot touching the other square part of the pivot is not working out so well. This is also introducing a whole bunch of subgrids. I think what would be better to do is just end this one here and then have the ramp permanently attached to it. Well, that's not going to work because then what I wanted to do is twist this whole thing across. I'll have to put the wedges inside of it. So now it's 1, 2, 3. I can also remove one of those if I do that. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I think I've got a wedge everywhere that there is like a full part of the pivot. So we have section 1. Section 2, I'm going to make it all one piece, right? So that'll mean its min and its max need to change a bit. Okay. Yeah, that's so much better with the wedges and like offset pivots. Boom, boom. Okay, let me move that other one. It's going really fast as well. So we have 1, 2, and then I will do a output, which would be release. Man, it's got to go 0.001. So section 2 is at 0, and then it comes up to 2 halves. So realistically, min is 0 and max is like 0.5. Section 1 needs to go through its whole rotation, but its reset value should be -1 so that it resets to be closed. And then if I use a threshold on section 2, when the up-down counter is... Actually, I'll use a less than. It's a bit easier. So when it's less than 0.5, so it's come back down to its reset value, it'll let go of its hard points. Release. Section 2. Section 1. I'm going to get rid of this first attempt because it was pretty cursed. Loading ramp. Okay. Down? No. Up. It's so slow. Uh-oh. Jammed. Because it's slow. Something in the middle, maybe? So maybe through this bit. Yeah, this bit here, probably. And maybe also this bit. There's so many wedges. So many wedges. I think like these whole segments can just be wedges. It's just wedges anywhere that can be wedges. Let me show you as well with this. I don't have a flashlight. You know how I had that hard point down there and it was coming up and flipping into here? I did not like it at all, so I found a spot under here. And I've had to move the ropes out of this area because there's a hard point in there that's connecting this door. So it spawns now within that zone because it's not as tall. It doesn't have that hard point spawning. Will it work? Will it work? It's going to be real aggro when it gets up there. Oh, come on. It's not doing it again. Why? Hold on. Wow, what have I done? I'm in camera mode and in, pivot. It's at 0.5. That is a 45-degree angle. Oh, so this will need to go to 1 and the hard point release will need to go to 1. Was I just doing it wrong? Let me get a picture of this. What a screenshot. Up. Violence. Or maybe not. Yes. Oh, that's good. No, yeah. It won't. It'll always be released until the pivot is at 1, and then it's got the delay for the hard point for it to connect. So it is actually kind of safe. It's got its own little built-in delay before the hard point tries to grab on. Do. It's not bad. So you could actually have like a... Or what was that? Did that try and go beyond? No. I don't know. You could try. It could be a whole system that just extends the second part as one thing. Like if you say open, it just goes the whole way, and then you've got your control for this piece at the beginning. I might also need hard points in the bottom somewhere to lock it closed. Put some hard points in there, and they can connect onto the main body. And then I need hard points somewhere else. Doing it right at the end is probably the best place. Well, what if I get rid of that bit and then chuck it in here? So what I want to do here is cut away from the pivot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I want to do. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. Is it? So it's a bit longer at that end, which actually looks kind of neat. I like that a bit better. And then I can put full thing through there. That looks really cool. And then I need to get rid of this one so that I can put a hard point in here. This bit here will need to go, I think, because this bit of the wedge is going to go into that. And so when this thing closes up, yeah, I need a hard point in here. So what is that? On the 9th one up. Okay, I think it's all good. Disconnects from the base and then disconnects from the closed state. And then you could just open this if you were parked at maybe one of the normal docks and they happen to be way higher than you. Then you could give yourself that kind of angle. And then if you were parked at a beach or something, there you go. And I guess it depends how, like, if this ramp needs to get longer, it only has to have 2 segments extended, right? I could just add more of these little triangle shapes, and that would just make it longer. Give me more angle, or a shallower angle to drive up. Ignore that. So yeah, I think this is pretty good. I wonder if it should be taller, or if maybe it's already too tall. But anyway, what I'm going to do with this ramp piece now, with this like connecting thing, I want to give it a little bit of like the same kind of treatment, I suppose, of having wedges all over it. Something like this. I don't know if it needs anything across the top because that would limit how tall things can be when they come into it. And then I wonder if I can bring any of this out. I would have to move this pivot, wouldn't I? I'd have to move it back into here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, damn. It's got to go like this. I don't like that it's got angles on both sides, but I can't control it on the side with the hard point. So it's just going to be a flat side on the other end of it. I think I'll use some of these tracks And I think this green is a wedge, isn't it? No, green is not a wedge. So I can put a track in there. This is like the detailing, I guess, for what this ramp will look like. And then this green is probably a wedge. Yeah, so that lines up pretty well. Well, that looks kind of nice. Same on this side. I think this green will be wedges. So apparently Battleship Grey is 132. Oh, it's 132, 132, 130. Is that too dark? That doesn't seem right. It's really dark, is it? That's too dark. Oh, looks pretty good. It's a nice grey. Yeah, driving up it's no problem at all. Every time I've come up this, it's been perfectly fine. So I've got the logic for that with all the hard points. Controls. Controls are upside down, but should I paint lines on it or something? Would this have lines on it? It probably would, wouldn't it? Like, stay within these lines. I'll do a better paint job later on. Also, this one... How did I get that to work? I started it out and then had the wedge start away. Yeah. It's very similar, isn't it? Basically the same. Oh, it's way bigger. Is it? It is. Sheesh. That's not good. Oh no, I can't move forwards either. The front has been sacrificed. The rear is going to get sacrificed as well, though. So how much space is this? It's 9 blocks, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the rail. 10, 11, and then the rail. I kind of want it to be 11, you know. So we know the door is kind of where it's supposed to be. I'm going to put a rail across the back. I hope that is somewhat symmetrical. This is going to bother me immensely if it's not symmetrical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's symmetrical. Funny. And then this won't be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah! I should make it one longer. What's 1 block longer gonna hurt? It's gonna break everything, I can tell you. It's got all the door and stuff in it. 1 block. Whoop. No one will ever know. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then what I wanted over here was a little crane. A little baby crane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whatever I'm left with in terms of gaps will be how I fit the crane in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See what I mean? I've got this extra rando block. So the crane will now fit within that whole gap there. And what I'll do is probably push it away off the back so got a little bit more clearance and I can use that. Oh, actually, like even if I didn't want a crane, I could just do that, push it out a little bit, and then that pushes some of these corner pieces together. You know what I mean? And then I could have another 5. But then I'll put a crane there. A nice crane. what I'll do is I'll get rid of like this piece of track that sticks out the back so that the ramp is basically the only thing hanging off the back. And then I can just put support structures. Hey, why is that grey different? Yeah, I can put support structures from the bottom of the ramp down to there. Yeah, that feels good, eh? That feels very nice. There's this big support beam, this big thing, I don't know what you'd call it. And it feels like it's telling you to not go past it. It could basically just have like an open that would open at level and then an arrow that can adjust the level up and down a little bit. I think that's what I might do. And then a button, close button, that just closes it. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It'll get, like, I'll detail it more later on, and I'll try and close up any weird pivots and stuff, you know, any weird wedges. So all of this is gonna go. I wonder if I should put in a floor, like, in the bottom here, because how tall is this? Like, I've got heaps of up and down rooms, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What if I said this were a floor? Maybe I start a wedge like that and then do another or two. Twos might work better here because then I can go like 2, 1, 1, 2, 4. Something like that. If I'm making it nice, might as well make it nice. Oh my god, what is going on? God damn wedges. It's too big this. Well, I might bring it in further. How big is this? 7 plus 5, so 12. Yeah, something like that. Hold on a minute. I found a vehicle, or I saw a vehicle. I don't know what its name. I'll get it. Hold on. One moment. This thing. Stormlink Explorer Ferry. This has a similar kind of like profile, I guess, and it's a catamaran. Yeah, because I noticed these were really fat, big, wide ones, and they kind of angle in. So I'm going to have my angle on the inside, that's all. So I will probably move these tracks further in because I want to put the fluid jets. I don't know, do I want the fluid jets at the very bottom here? Like sticking out here, or do I want to push them up higher? I want to build some fluid jets that are in like a custom shroud type thing. 1 fluid jet. I might get 3 actually. 3 along here. So that's, where can I can go right to there, and I want to make some kind of big thing because I have to kind of enclose it anyway. Like I want a vent looking thing or a grate. A 3x3 grate. What about this, the radiator? That looks weird though, doesn't it? Very strange. Oh, this is what I've got now. Oh man. Yeah, let me explain. So basically there's just a fluid jet in here. Very simple. What I've done, I've got 3 fins, which are just kind of representing a grate or a grill. And then I'm using rockets to kind of round off the visuals of the end. It's not really important that I did that. And it's kind of taller and fatter in the end. And then it drops down and it comes back up just so it will meet the bottom of that. On the sides, I just kind of detailed it because, I don't know, I got a bit carried away. So I like doing this with stairs where you point them up and you get one part of the wedge and then the flat bit, and it kind of creates this little pocket thing. And then tilt sensors are really good for imitating like bolts. Weight blocks are really good for rivets, except you can't see it because the grey of the weight block is apparently the same grey that I've picked, which is not good. And then I just put these manifolds, pipes, and barrels on. I'm not so sure about those. They probably don't need to be there. I like the idea of the nozzles, but you know. And then what I think I'll do is all of the interior part of this will be darker, painted a darker grey. And what I've done with the doors as well, use a door frame. This is the interior door frame. And you face them sort of into each other, and it gives you not quite an inverted wedge, I suppose, but a nice little step down and step back, and so you get kind of a curvy shape. So these will... Oh, whoops. Oh, that ladder is not going to be happy. So I want 2 of these on each side. Oh, am I at the bottom? Yikes, I thought I didn't have any space. So these need to be quite far back under, I think. And I'll go 1 in, and then this one will need to be basically 2 blocks to the top of that wedge, so the internal ladders are not going to want to sit there, but that's okay. I actually think these should probably be a darker color than everything else. I'm going to replace the inside grays with like black, and then I'm going to use the dark gray paint all of those, which sucks because I used the same color gray for all the body parts. You know what, don't be silly like me. Cut the whole thing, cut that, save question mark, new vehicle, paste it back in, pick the correct color, replace. So now it's like dark on the inside, but it's still darker than the exterior color of the actual ship. Cut it, and it's still in the same place, and paste it. Let me just take this. Oh, jets finished. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with the tracks. Tracks might just have to start down here. And yeah, I guess I'm making it a lot better than I had originally thought. I just wanted this like curvy shape below it, through the middle. I don't know what I'm going to do about this door, because now I'm kind of like intruding on where that door is. See, just this piece though opens up a whole bunch of space as like a maintenance area, or even like a generator area. Sleeping area? I don't know, it's actually a huge space that it's open. It's not much taller. The dual hull sections will be a lot wider though, so that's good because it'll mean it'll float a lot better. What should I do about this door in the middle for picking up cargo and stuff? Is that necessary? So if I don't have the door, then I don't think I would ever put containers in here, because I'd have to figure out a way to like open the top or drag containers through the door or something. I hope this looks okay, because now that it's shorter, it's, you know, I'm running out of space at the front. Very wide for how short it is. Oh, I've just seen a picture where the whole rear is a door. Like, it's not a little single sliding door. It could just be the whole back section as a door. And then I guess the door goes up into the roof like a roller door or something. That would make getting into it way easier. Do you know, if I put a crane here and then the whole thing is a door, I could have tracks in here that go sideways, because this is wide enough now. That's 12. A container will fit on the back there. So I could put a container on, you know, like sideways and then push it, but it would need tracks facing sideways. But I could use connectors. I could roll the connectors out, pick it up, and then roll it back in, and then I could stack them all up lengthways. Is that a dumb idea? Or is that a genius idea? How do I drive this game? God damn. Boop, 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 boop. Da, 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 da. Ba, da, da, ba, da, da, da. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, da, 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 da. What's that? What's that music from? Elevator music from some show or something? If you know, send me a link. I can never find it. Okay, we're gonna take a bit of pipe. I'm gonna take a T and then yeah, I'll do a T. I'll do a T. I'm gonna change the color. Is that a T? Yep. Then these will go down. Doosh, doosh, doo 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 doo. Which will now connect to 2 fluid ports. We'll do a wedge, bring that back up. Wedge, wedge. That is where the water is coming from for this. And then the power will go like that. And drop down through the roof. Gotta find them all, the magic Dragon Balls. Oh, what I should do is cut into one of these and put a little wedge. And then I can put a exhaust manifold. Now that gives it a little bit of depth just by like changing the wedge size randomly. And it looks like this thing is actually connected, like it's being held on somehow. It might look better if the manifolds went the other way so that the like bolt pattern is hanging from the thing. No, I don't. I think it's better this way. Bolt pattern on the jet connected to the roof. Looks good. And then let me get the right color. Probably shouldn't be doing this right now. This is very decorative stuff. When you're decorating, you're basically committing to your final design, is the way I look at it. That's why I don't do decorating until much later on. But this looks so good. So I've got a ramp. I've got a slightly new hull shape. Should I put a massive door on here that goes the whole way across? That would be cool. It can still be a sealed door. Instead of it like popping out and rolling alongside, it would just pivot up and up into the roof. Like as one big square would just go, and then you'd end up with this big thing across the roof. So basically to do that, you just have pivots on each side. It's still big, eh? It's still pretty big. I reckon I don't like building boats that are larger than the build zone, because then you either have to run it as an add-on or you have to have a modified workbench to use it, and I don't like that alienates some people. Burp. That's so cool. Oh man. This is sick. I really like this. This ramp, it's so simple and it looks so neat. It's so cool. I just need to fix all the wonky buttons on it. So I've got my fluid jets in their position. We've got a loading ramp. I need a crane, but the problem is this door is pretty close to the back. So I could make the back bigger, chuck a crane in there, and that little bit that's hanging out. And then what do? Do I make this thing... Do I make it fold? Can I make something this big fold? Or is it just like is this as long as it needs to be? It kind of feels like it's a weird length. How do you feel about using an XML workbench to get more length? It would mean it would only be able to be spawned as an add-on or if you have modified workbenches. Let me know what you think. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.